I want to share one incident happened to me in Singapore because it may happen to you also if you are not unaware of that. Uh, Last year in 2025, I traveled to Singapore to meet some uh, business persons, business people to potentially I can collaborate with them who are currently doing the business in Singapore. So in that travel, somebody come with me, which I met him in Malaysia, yeah, from the other conference. So I got to know him just 3 days only from Malaysia. So we took the flight from Malaysia to Singapore, and we get off from the Singapore airport, and we bought a in the airport we bought a swim, and I booked the taxi through the Grab app. Then then the taxi goes. Then this guy, the guy who came with me, also coming with me in the same taxi. But I booked the taxi and I booked the hotels and all that. So what happened? This guy, he wanted to take out some money so that he can spend in the Singapore. So he asked the taxi driver to, can you stop in the next ATM so that I can take some money out? I can pay to you. So this taxi driver said $5. So he asked, what do you mean? No, to stop, it is $5. Then this guy, oh come on man, it's just it can't be more than 5 minutes. Just because we are new. Then the argument it started in a very peaceful way, but then it's become a high tension point. And this guy who came from UK said a word that in some societies very usual, it's very usual daily word, but in some society they won't easily accept. So it start with F and finish with off, then you assume what is the word is. But for some society, in even some movies is usually told many times even in the interview. But he said that word usually because that is the way he usually communicate in UK. So this taxi driver got furious, and he immediately turned around the taxi and started to drive towards the airport. So I realized the thing. I didn't talk single things. I was just observing that. Then I realized that I said to driver, sorry, I'm sorry about his words, but I'm the one booked the taxi. So you don't need to stop for ATM. If you want to stop, then I will pay that $5. So we are tired and we just want to go to hotel. That's it, because that's a midnight, I think. The taxi driver didn't listen anything. He was like a furious as anything. I can see from his face. Then he drove into the airport where he picked up us. Then he left us there. Then he, I was talking to him then, but he didn't listen. He came out from the taxi and take out for us, our luggage and put it outside and go out, he said. So then I realized, okay, there is no point for a peaceful solution here. So I came out. I didn't talk with anyone, anything, but I just, came out. I'm the believer of, don't uh, don't make the trouble unless the trouble make you trouble. So I don't, even the trouble makes me trouble. I don't react that, because I believe in, especially now, 2 decades, I believe in the things that every humans are good. There is a good part in them. So if we don't tempt them in a different way, they don't be tempted. So my intention always to access the good part of human, in front of me. Then okay, then it's fine. Then he drove off. Then uh, I have to book the near one more taxi, but he didn't finish the tour, so I couldn't book another taxi. Then he is driving for a long ride without finishing the tour, because he purposely doing that so that we couldn't book another tour. Then this another guy, he downloaded the app and he booked for another taxi. Then we went to hotel. So the incidents is will happen to anyone anywhere, not in Singapore, um, but if you say that word maybe in UK or USA, they would have say the same word. And that's it. Then maybe it will be the like it will be the fun topic, or it will be the more height argument, but it may be finish in a different way. But maybe he will drive us to the hotel. uh, or if you say there's those words in Norway, because I since I'm living here 15 years, I know that how things will work. So if you say these words to in Norwegian driver, then they won't react to anything, and they will listen, and that's they will try to even they wouldn't react to stop to take out the money. Yeah, I want to tell another thing also. Like the next taxi driver is he was a very nice guy, and he along the way I didn't talk with anyone. I just observed. So, but this guy had a good conversation and making the joke, and he asked you want to he asked can you stop in the ATM to take out the money, and he said yes, and he stopped there and he waited there, and he asked, sir, everything's okay? Yeah, everything okay. Then it was the next taxi drive is changed everything. So it was so I have it's just one isolated incident. I don't generalize anything, but you know some uh, things are like that. We have to adapt to them, because we can't tempt the people from our our own perspective. We can't assume okay, they will tolerate whatever we say because of their taxi driver. So these from my point of view, anywhere I go, I try to observe the country, and try to be adaptive and respectable. Sometimes it will be more humble, but it is very helpful. So I know that people who are very hardworking for a long hours, and countries like Singapore, where they are very very determined and hardworking people, low obedient people, and for them maybe this is not a good way, or it's like a kind of a nonsense that they are listening for the he maybe drive for 8 hours and worked in another job, and listening these words maybe hurt him. So that's why he reacted. So I was thinking like, okay, he looked like a middle-aged person, so he could have family, he could have children, because I have a children, I have a family, so I know that when you are get off to the work, and you have to make ready to the children, and send them to school, so how tension it will be. So I always think in that point of view. But now when we are talking about mobility and doing the business around the world, and being a global citizen, this is the important thing, to accept any culture, or we can't blindly comment, or blindly judge on them, what they eat, how they behave, how they talk, and what's the religion they follow, how they look. These are the things we cannot judge them actually. Then there is no growth in the world, and there is no peace for you also. So that is one thing I realize in countries like Singapore or any other country, but especially in Singapore, you cannot engage in the confrontation blindly. You just be calm and handle the way the situation will not escalate in the next level. Another thing I noticed when I come back from the airport, there's some noticed, announcement from the immigration or customs, I think. What other things are prohibited, and so I know that Singapore is very strict country, and they are very they have even that sentence towards the drug trafficking on that I aware of that. But there is one product they have mentioned, hum oil is HEMP, hum oil. They mentioned, I was like, oh my god, because I don't use that, but I aware of that product since I am in a retail. So we have a retail shop, so we sell through that retail chain, which is very famous product in Norway. I never knew that this is a prohibited product. So I always think as a kind of oil which I don't know what is, but it's a kind of oil like coconut oil, like sesame oil, kind of oil thing. This is the way I thought. So uh, then they can you can be prosecuted if you are bringing any hum related product. So here we sell hum oil, we sell other some hum blended products, so which I didn't know it is not allowed in some countries. So these are the things you have to aware, especially the people who are working in a long day in Singapore. You cannot um, get into the confrontation with them if in a mindset of what we go through from Europe or other countries, and even one word can tempt them. So it is applicable to all the countries. So um, we have to think um, uh, twice before we open the mouth to say some words. Especially it is okay for us, but whether it is okay for other country. So comment on that. Thank you.